Hello there. Well, whilst it might technically be autumn, as far as nature's concerned, it's still very much the summer. So I'm taking you with me on one of my favourite walks. This is Ivythorne Woods, and this is within the Glastonbury zodiac. It's something you can research. So there is a zodiac of the 12 constellations, and they are laid out on the land, discovered by local astrologers some time ago. And it just so happens that Ivythorne Woods and the street where I live is under the purview of Aries, which is the pioneer, the initiator, the fire sign, the baby of the zodiac, the seed that sprouts and puts forth its first new leaves. That's the time of year it is. And it's when I stop and I look at the trees that I really get the message, because here we are still full of the green, full of life, full of vitality. These leaves are photosynthesizing like crazy as all the sun's rays shine down upon them. They're not showing any inclination to turn brown and fall off just yet. And yet here we are, approaching the middle of October, so it's pretty surprising. But it is something we can be really very familiar with and used to by now in 2023, is surprise being the nature of reality. Really important to grasp, and I'm just drawn by that little patch of sunlight. My body's literally ordered to stop just to take in that experience. So many beautiful trees here. And so many beautiful plants. And we're still reflecting on last weekend's retreat. It's extraordinary what can happen when a group of people get together and create their own unique group energy, which takes on a life of its own. It's very much what happens whenever people come together in any form of community, whether in an institution like a school or a hospital, or in a completely alternative setting. Doesn't matter, the same principles apply. It's a really helpful thing to be aware of if you work in groups. And one of the things you can do that's really useful is to pay close attention, to observe the energy of the group. Notice that it has its own existence. It's a combination of all the people in the group, and yet it's more, it's greater than. And it's through observation that you can understand this phenomenon and how it works. There's a general principle which applies to huge organisations like multinational conglomerates. The larger the organisation, the slower and less aware the group energy. Which is why many people choose, when they're working spiritually, to work in small groups. The group energy entity of a small group is much more dynamic, much more swift, capable, alert, intelligent. And this is indeed one reason why the community in Italy known as Daman here recognised this phenomenon. And so what they did is they split their community of 600 people into 3 separate autonomous communities of 200. Very clever ploy, that, because it instantly increased the intelligence of these 3 group energies. And then of course, when it was appropriate, the 3 group energies could come together through the power of 3 and work in intelligent cooperation in their own very special way. So I am reflecting about the group energy. The term that Western occultists use is egregor. Egregor. E-G-R-E-G-O-R. So it's a term used by Western occultists to describe this phenomenon. So what I'm referring to here is the energy of the group last weekend, and what I had such an immediate awareness as soon as I tuned into it, such a mature energy, so wise, and it reflected the journeys of the individuals in the group, and we had a fascinating astrological mix. 3 in the group being Geminis meant communication was even more important than usual. And as I listened to people sharing, I became aware of what a vast wealth of collective experience we all carry. This is the case of all retreats, it's just I was even more aware of it this time. Mostly because of all my work to free myself by writing out the traumas. Gosh, I'm so grateful for doing that work. It made such a difference in my life. I feel more free and more me than I've ever felt before in this lifetime, actually. And so there's a building down there, looks a bit like a castle. It's all part of the Ivythorne estate. And so what we have here, we have a brace of oaks. One oak is now no longer living, that's one in front, and the one at the back is still very much alive. Oaks being all about endurance, and over there in the distance is the ash. The ash being all about rebirth and peace. So I'm going to go find a spot and take some time just to go within and connect and see what information arises. So thanks very much for coming with me on my Sunday afternoon stroll. All the love to you.